Hey, it's Nikki. Welcome back to Ranting with Ricardo. We are here for another recap review because it's my channel. I can do what I want over here. Okay, I could do that. I could do it. I could do whatever I want over here because it's my channel. And if you want to do something, if you trying to do something and you want to talk about something, you could do that over there on your channel if you get one. That's what you could do. But for me, we are live for live in person and in color for a hey Nola. Hey. We're here for a Sistas recap review. Y'all know the intro. If you're new here and you like the content, if you're not new here and you don't like the content, like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people. Because you may not like me, but guess what? I guarantee somebody does. I'm telling you now, somebody out there likes me. All my information from all my social media platforms, my merch, my lip gloss, uh, email if you want to do business, or Cash App if you want to bless me with a little something. All that is in the description box below and scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Um, for the people who are here, for the people who are gonna catch it on the playback, I will be here tomorrow to talk about you know, Love and Hip Hop Family Reunion. It's another before the season. That's gonna be. I'm gonna make a playlist for that, and I'm also going to make a playlist for the Am I the A-hole Reddit stories because that's coming tomorrow too, and all the Queen's Men. Y'all know that's 2 episodes in one day, and I can't do like 2 episodes. Watch it and review it in one day. It's too much. So that's gonna come to y'all tomorrow, and then don't be looking for me on Saturday. Like, I'm gonna come to y'all, but don't be looking for me on Saturday like I did last Saturday, because I'm going to Big Teak Repass down to Nola Reed's channel. Okay, don't be looking for me after a certain time, because I'm gonna be at the repass. And my birthday stream is set up, so y'all know. Y'all come celebrate my birthday with me. Put it on your calendars. Date and time's already up there. Schedule it. Come celebrate with me. It's my 24th. I only turned 24 once until I start lying about my age. I'm not sure when I'm gonna start doing that, but it's gonna happen. I can already see it. I don't even look my age now. I got carded trying to buy a lottery ticket. I was like, well, damn, I must be real young in the face. And shout out to all the people who are subscribed to me. You didn't have to do it, but you did. But I really appreciate y'all. So let's get into it, because I can't stand Karen. I can't stand Hayden with his raggedy, musty, crusty, dusty, not so trusty. Should have stuck to the status quo, making creme brulee down at High School Musical. I can't stand none of them. And Tyler Perry, can you please stop making Fatima seem like she insecure? I don't need these problems. Like, I love me some Fatima. Stop it. So we pick up where we left off. Fatima was on the balcony last episode, looking down as Karen was trying to plead her case, trying to get Zach to let her in the house and kick Fatima out so they could be one big happy family, knowing she don't love that man. She only want him because somebody else has him, and he's already been fully transparent with her on how he feels about Fatima and how he don't want to be with her, and he gave her back all the money he ever took from her, she ever loaned him, plus some. Okay, gave her more money than he actually took / was given. And she still don't want to leave that man alone, even though she moved on 3 seasons ago. But now she's upset. Girl, get out my face. We don't even know if that baby's Zach. Get Zach's baby. Get out of my face. So Fatima come down and she checked Karen. Because, Karen old raggedy, I want to dress like Elsa wearing white boots. Looking at won't leave people alone. Fatima says, you showing up to my house. She was like, oh, this is your house. Yes, it's Fatima and Zach's house. Okay. Zach built it for Fatima. He wanted to do that for her, not you, for her. That should say something. That should tell you what's going on in this situation. But you know what? I get it. You hurt, but I also don't understand how you had already moved on. You also had Zach locked up for credit card fraud when he wasn't the one who did it. But okay. Fatima says, showing up to my house, trying to talk to Zach to let you in because you want to be back with him. That ain't the move, Miss Girl. Like, I've let a lot of stuff slide, but this is not going to fly. Okay, this right here, no ma'am. I've let too much fly by me because I was trying to be nice and I hurt your feelings, and we don't even know if that's Zach's baby. Even though you keep claiming that that's his child, we don't even know. DNA test, ma'am. And neocentesis when you get up there in that big pregnancy age, just saying. Karen basically tells Fatima, you're one of three. He's always gonna come back to me. I was like, no, he's not. He doesn't want you. He ain't been back to you in what? I want to say he had a slip up, and that's how we kind of figured out she was pregnant. But even after that, he didn't come back to you. He's been with Fatima one full season, 4A and 4B. He don't want you, Miss Girl. He don't want you. I'm gonna just say this. Shout out to Tyler Perry for having almost 20. What is this? It's gonna be 22 episodes of a season, even though it got broke up. Shout out to him because most of these shows don't even do 22 episodes. They don't do 23 episodes. Hell, Beverly Hills 90210 used to have 30 episodes, 31, 32. Even Power Rangers had 32, 33 episodes. What is going on here? Can y'all get back to doing that so we can play the long game with these TV shows? I mean, is that too much to ask for? I don't think it is. Child, she said you wanted three. Zach said, She number one. She numero uno. She's the only one. Karen got a little face crack. And she said, you know what? I'm going to leave. Then leave, girl. Didn't nobody ask you to come over here. You and your white boots, looking like Elsa, looking like a miserable fairy in the land of fairy tales, fallacies, and make-believes, decided to bring yourself over here because you were trying to convince that man that y'all was still in love and he still wanted you and y'all could be one big happy family and his house could be your house. But that's not it. He found someone who loves him. He found someone who supports him. He found someone who will call him to the carpet without bashing him at every turn. And he's become a better person, not only for himself, but for Fatima. You are not it, Karen. You moved on. Get out of our faces. So, Karen says she gonna go. If it's Fatima was like, okay, you can go, but I'm keeping my man. Then some girl with some blue. It looked like she had listen, I miss my blue hair. Blue is my signature color. I love blue. But some girl popped up with it looked like a 3-year-old. It looked like a big ass toddler on her, holding him to her chest. She seemed like she had been drinking. And she was like, I was going to pop up over here tomorrow, but I just saw you outside as I was driving by, giving me very much stalker vibes. And she was like, this is your baby, Zach. I finally found out where you live. This is your baby. And Karen starts asking her questions because she was about to leave. And then she decided to stay. And Fatima said, I thought she was leaving. Thought you were leaving. But she didn't leave. So the lady's claiming the baby is Zach's. Karen started asking questions. She's like, and the girl knows her name. She knows her name is Karen. That Zach talked about her. Karen is hurt because the child is 3, which means that was in the span of their relationship. But it's just well, if the baby is 3, you just now hiring a private investigator to find Zach. Why didn't you do that originally? And then we got to see a year of Zach and Karen's relationship, maybe 2 years of Zach and Karen's relationship on the first and second season of Sistas, which means where were you in that time span? Where were your antennas when you was looking for your baby daddy? Where were they? I don't know. So Karen hurt. She says, Zach, this is who you are. And Fatima says, and yet you're still here. It's just you've been who he was. You've always downed him for what he was. And you really talked down on that man. And you were verbally abusive. And now it's just it finally clicked for you, girl. Shut up, girl. Bye, girl. Get out of our faces. And Fatima was right. And yet you're still here. You could have been left. You wouldn't have got your feelings hurt. You wouldn't have got your face cracked. So we find out, girl is a stripper. Karen eventually leaves, and she tells Fatima, you can have him. And it's just you're telling her she can have him like he was yours to give. That man been over you. He legit would have nothing to do with you if it wasn't for the fact that there's a possibility that child might be his. But because I don't think he finished, he didn't Bill Clinton all over your blouse, okay? He didn't he didn't shoot your club up raw. It's what do you want us to do? Get out of our faces, Karen. So we find out Heather, Destiny, whatever the girl name is, she was a stripper down to the strip club. I guess her and Zach was super drunk, her words, not mine, and they, had raw butt naked sex up in a VIP. Now he mentions VIP, but we all know if exotic dancer, a stripper, um, if they gonna have sex with a customer, if they gonna have protected butt naked sex or raw butt naked sex, they gonna take them into the VIP room. So he mentions VIP, and Fatima start going off like she ain't mentioned VIP, so you do know her. Just talk to your baby mama. Now Fatima upset. I'm like, damn, Zach can't catch a break. This show is messy. Okay, it would be reality TV. Like, this legit could be some reality TV stuff. Fatima tells Zach, talk to your baby mama. And it's just like, Fatima, you've been around the world and I. You know that raw butt naked sex or protected butt naked sex or other, buffet eating or slobbing the knob or whatever Carly was doing with her feet be happening up in the VIP room. Stop playing with me, Fatima. You know this is what happened. You got gangsta on Hayden. You know these things. Mind you, the people do think that Fatima might be related to Madam down to all the Queen's men. And I'm like, if she is, that would be great. And if there's a way to work her up into all the Queen's men, I would love it. Because Fatima is that what bad. She that girl. Zach tell the girl, I want a DNA test. And she was like, I was a stripper, not a whore. Ma'am, we ain't calling you no whore. We support sex workers over here as long as you weren't forced into it. And if you was forced into it, I'm gonna try to, figure out how to get y'all some help. I ain't got like the connections or the money to do it, but I'll try to find somebody who can help you. But we also have to go back to the fact that you had raw butt naked sex with a man that you didn't know up in the VIP room, and then you said you got pregnant. All Zach want to know is that child his? So a DNA test will have to happen. And then she looking up at Zach's house, talking about, ooh, this is nice. She look at Zach's car, like, ooh, this is nice. I was like, I don't trust her. I don't believe that kid is his. I think she after some money and is hoping Zach will pay her off. And let's be clear, I'm not here for it. Zach, DNA test, and don't do it with her doctor, and don't do it nobody Hayden recommended, because I believe this is all Hayden's doing. And then she's like, oh, do you want to meet the baby? No, girl. Why do you want some random man to meet your child? You don't even know if he's the pappy. You say he the pappy, but you don't know if he's the pappy. And even though the kid is a cute kid, he still don't want to meet him yet. We don't know that baby. We don't know that child. Kick rocks. Child, she walked away all wobbly and everything. I was like, she drunk. Sabrina in her church lady outfits and her toddler pigtails, it don't look right on her. And Bondi mentioned this yesterday when she was on her TikTok live and watching this. She was like, they should have made Sabrina a lesbian because she is hella awkward with the men. And I said that would have worked out a lot better for Sabrina. It's just like she don't know what to do with the mans, okay? In a sense of it's just awkward. It's like no chemistry. It's like you my beard and I don't like it's so I would have liked Sabrina better if she was a lesbian. So Sabrina brings the prince back to, her place, and she upset because he was talking about Danny the whole night, and he was checking Danny out, and I'm like, have you seen the backside on Danny? That alone will make any person just be like, what's up with your friend? So she sent him on his way. He apologized. She, kind of accepted the apology, but she not trying to talk to him. He tried to kiss her cheek on the way out, and she still wasn't having it. And when she opened the door, Danny done popped up. He say hey to Danny. Danny said hey to him, and he gone up out the door. So Danny gets in there. She explains what happened with Logan and how Logan is the cop, and Logan was asking about if Sabrina was a good person, if Sabrina had a robbery at her bank. Basically, from last episode, we found out that Q is setting up Maurice and Sabrina for the robbery that he committed down to the bank when he was high off meth. And he did this by making a deal with the DA to get out of jail. For what reason? I don't know why. I don't know if they don't believe that two black people could really be working up in a bank and nothing bad happens, but they blame Maurice and Sabrina for this. And Maurice is being sarcastic as hell and admits to it. It's sarcasm. Like, it's a literal sarcasm. But for some reason, Q took that as a confession. So now, later on in the episode, I'm going to just get that out of the way because I don't care no more about going blow by blow. Later on in the episode, because Q is staying at Marie's house because Maurice was trying. No, Calvin raggedy ass. Calvin allowed that man to stay at the house because he didn't have nowhere else to go because he, gave the sob story. Trauma, we can't help you. Go get some therapy. Q then calls Logan at the police station in his office talking about, I got a recording of Maurice admitting that him and Sabrina, her last name, robbed a bank. And if I give this to you, will I go to jail? And Logan was like, no, because we only let you out to get evidence on them. And that's the deal you made with the DA. You hand over the evidence, you stay out of jail. I said, y'all are some messy ass people. So back to this. Danny explains, what happened with Logan. Danny asks, Sabrina, you've been stealing them white people's money. And Sabrina's like, no, like, what are you talking about? Sabrina is the most straight-laced person. Like, she don't do nothing wrong. We see her later come back to talk to Danny about the whole situation. And she was like, I've never done anything bad in my life. Like, I worked so hard at the bank. I've counted my own drawers down so many times, and even one time I was $84 short, and I didn't even know what happened to the $84. Y'all know that $84 haunts her to this day. So we know Sabrina ain't set up no damn robbery. She is the most by the book, square, straight laced. They never stole nothing, not even a piece of candy, not even a piece of gum from nobody. So we know she ain't stole no money from that damn bank. She ain't set no robbery up. Danny just tells Sabrina to be careful. And since I'm going to get them out the way, going back to Sabrina and Danny. So the next day, Sabrina comes to talk to Danny. She loses her mind over the situation. And Danny mentions that this legit is a criminal situation that, you could go to jail. So you might want to get a criminal attorney. Because she mentioned Andy, but I'm like, Andy can't help you. Andy could help you because she did help Zach and Fatima get out of jail. So you could go to Andy for some help. And Danny says, she'll try to find out more from Logan. I'm like, that's the best bet. You might have to start watching these little shows. I try to make it as fun as possible. Let's get this whole Fatima and Zach stuff out the way too. Because Fatima, last time we saw her at the beginning of that episode, she told Zach to go talk to his baby mama waiting in their house, and she was so upset. Now Fatima and Zach are down at her apartment. He didn't came. He got a key, but he announced himself because Fatima is known to shoot first, ask questions later, or put some brass knuckles on and give somebody a nasty old 2-piece in the car, and then forget that there's blood on her little dress and call it fruit punch or a smoothie. Or she known to go bust some windows out the car, throw somebody dead daddy ashes on the ground. Fatima known to wreck shop. So he announces that, it's him. Don't do nothing. Don't shoot me. Okay, don't do nothing. Don't shoot me. And they down there in the apartment talking, and he was just like, because Fatima really going at him, and she was like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? If something doesn't work out with us, are you going to go back to Karen? I'm like, he don't want Karen. He wants you. He love your dirty draws. He was ready to do a bid in jail for you. Girl, stop it. Stop it. Stop. So they talking. He's like, y'all want me to be the old me. Y'all want me to be the me of the past. Y'all don't want me to be this good guy now. If y'all want me to be the old me of the past, I can go there. And y'all won't like it because the old me of the past would be the me now, but just with a little bit more money. I said, you know what? No, we don't want you to be the old G, Zach. The old G was out here giving people STDs and cheating on people and didn't have a car and didn't have a home and was blowing money like it was going out of style. We don't want that. We don't want you to be the old you of the past. Let it go. Let God get you some therapy and figure out your situation. I get it. Karen is, riding your ass like it's nobody's business. It's like white on rice. It's like stink on shite. Okay, we know this. But what you need to do is wait till she just a little farther along. We're out of the stages of possible miscarriages, because we don't want that. We don't wish that on nobody. And then see if she'll do an amniocentesis, DNA test and all that stuff, or you can wait till the child is here and do a DNA test. There's many options for you. When it comes to Heather Destiny, the stripper who was drinking and driving with the kid in the car and wanted you to meet the kid, but then she popped up at your house and it's just like, I don't know what's going on. You need a DNA test for her. And then if that kid is yours, you need to go ahead and snatch that kid, because the lady was drinking and driving with that child in the car and she admitted it later. But we're going to get to that. And then you need to deal with the senator's wife, because we're going to get to that. And then if you can figure out how to get rid of Hayden and Gary, I'll go up for you. Fatima says, both of them heifers popping up at the house was really crazy. And that she's not going to be dealing with that no more. So you need to handle that situation. You need to figure that out. But didn't I just say that? Didn't I just say you need to figure that situation out? I did. And she's like, I'm going to ride or die for you. I'm going to be riding with you. I was like, you better than me, because I'm not riding or dying nowhere. No, ma'am. I'm going to be in my room. No, ma'am. Nope. And she let her go to work, and he was like, not a kiss. She was like, you've had too many of those. I was like, Fatima, quit playing with that man. And then the white lady texts Zach, talking about pull up on me. I'm at the hotel in an hour. I said, what is this? What is going on? I don't like this. So we see Fatima. She down at her office, and Hayden come in there looking for an apology, but his ass ain't gonna get one, because like I said before, Hayden is a roach. I don't know what would happen. You could set off the apocalypse and his ass would still be alive. He's a musty, crusty, dusty, not so trusty, big-headed, hairline receding, bruised up, used up, should have stuck to the status quo, making creme brulee down there for sharp pay, down to the High School Musical. He all of that, and a bag of chips with a cookie and a drink on the side, and I want him to get out my face. You're not getting an apology, because you kick this stuff off because you have little dick energy, okay? You don't have BDE. You're not giving big dick energy. You're giving little dick energy with a small man's complex. Like DJ Miniature Pony. Down to, that show. On. Y'all know who I'm talking about. You're not getting an apology. Fatima tells him to leave her alone, and he was like, what? What you gonna do? You gonna hit me again? You gonna hit me again? And she was like, just leave me alone. He was like, well, I'm gonna tell you something that's gonna get you to hit me. I was like, he must like being, when I say he must like women hitting on him in the sense of he likes to get beat and that gets him off, I'm like, I know a few dominatrix that will do that for you. If you call me, I can give you the number so you can leave Fatima and Zach alone if that's what you into. Because I'm not understanding why you have such a, a small heart on for Zach and Fatima. Fatima don't want you. And let's be clear, if somebody don't want you, that's fine. There is someone out there for everybody. There's someone who is out there and will love yo crazy. They will love yo crazy. They'll want you to love they crazy too, but they will love yo crazy. And I want you to go find somebody that will love yo crazy and your receding hairline. I want you to do that so you can get out of my face. So Hayden tells Fatima, I have a friend at the SEC, and he gave me access to the airport security camera database. And, I saw Zach with the senator's wife. He went and got her bags, and then she handed the paper to him. And, he going to get in trouble. And when the SEC arrests him, he going to go to jail, and he going to lose all his money. And then what you going to do now? I was like, first of all, you dumb bimbo. Not even a bimbo. You dumb himbo. You dumb himbo wannabe. Let's be clear. Zach can't get in trouble for insider trading because the senator's wife got that information from the senator. The senator's wife then handed it over to Zach. It would be insider trading if she used that information. It would be insider trading if the senator had used that information. It's not insider trading if Zach used that information. It's not. You can't get Zach for insider trading. So you just now got your ass in trouble because you just admitted to Fatima that you have a friend down to the SEC that is helping you do all this BS. Your friend was never supposed to give you access to that, and you just gave the friend up. You see how stupid people are when they try to, gloat over you and what, they're about to do to you or what they've already done to you, and then they get themselves caught up. Stop gloating. Fatima asks, what does that mean? He says it means everything. And she's like, no, what does that mean for you? Like, what is that going to do for you? Is that going to make you feel better? Because even if Zach disappeared off the scene, you still wouldn't be happy. You would still be a miserable little dick man with little man energy who probably either got bullied by the jocks in school or the pretty girls wouldn't talk to him. Or you got turned down by the black girls because they thought she was a coon and now you date only white girls. That's what it's giving. That's what it's giving. And Fatima told him to get a dick implant. And I was like, well, he probably needed. You said you didn't feel anything when y'all started having not raw butt naked sex, when y'all had protected butt naked sex. You said it wasn't anything. She told him to get a dick implant. Down to, Heather / Destiny, because she a part of Zach and Fatima's story. She done went down to she done took her raggedy ass down to Karen's shop. And she was like, oh, I just wanted to talk to you, trying to commiserate with Karen. And she was like, he talked about you all the time. He loved you. I don't want to make it seem like he wasn't anything. And not Fatima. Karen was like, how do you think I want my man, like, hear about my man? He's not your man. He's not your man. Y'all broke up way too many times. Y'all were breaking up and making up. So the time that y'all broke up and that child was possibly allegedly conceived was probably during the times y'all was broken up. And let's be clear, I can't get with people who will break up, get back together, break up, get back together, break up, get back together. Break y'all asses up one good time and be done with the situation. Because y'all are on a toxic merry-go-round where one person gets off, one person gets on. One person gets off, one person gets on. Or both people are on and then both people hop off. I don't like this situation. So Heather, like I said, she came down there to commiserate with Karen, trying to make Karen feel better. It didn't make Karen big-headed ass feel better. So now she admitted that she was drinking and driving with her child, which, like I said, if that child just so happens to be Zach's, Zach, you and Fatima need to go ahead and get custody of the kid, because that lady likely to, be drinking and driving all the time with the kid and possibly will hurt that child. But as she's still trying to commiserate with Karen, Karen ain't trying to hear it, and it's about the only time I like Karen this episode. And Karen is paying her dust, and she, walked her big-headed ass up out of there, upset. And then Pam had scissors ready to do something because the girl kept playing with her like she was about that life, and she wasn't. So Zach go down there to see the senator's wife. The senator's wife is in her best, step grandma lingerie. It was not giving. And it was not giving. And I don't want to talk about nobody's look, so I'm not going to talk about that lady, okay? But she was in her best step grandma lingerie. And she tells Zach, Hayden, like a lawyer, but he already know who called, like he already know it's Hayden. A lawyer called me, and she ran it down to him, and she was like, it's not about money, and I'm not going to tell on you if you have sex with me right here and right now. I said, what? If he do what? Ma'am, that is prostitution. Why are you trying to get this man to have sex with you? Ma'am, that is prostitution. And even though we go up for the sex workers, you just can't be propositioning people like that. I don't know. Is that a form of essay? Is that a form of grape juice and blackmailing somebody into doing some sexual favors for you? I think it is. Ma'am, you a whole grape juicer out here trying to blackmail that hey. Hello. Hey, California cutie. Ma'am, you a whole grape juicer. You out here trying to convince that man to have raw butt naked sex with you in order for you to not snitch on him for, getting the stock tip from you. But like I said, it would have been insider trading if the senator's wife used that information, or if the senator would have used that information. The fact that she gave it to Zach and Zach used it is not insider trading. That's just a little tip here and there. Like, I could be like, no, I'm not going to say nothing because, they're going to be trying to get me too and I ain't got no money. But that woman just told Zach, I'm not going to say nothing if you have sex with me right here and right now. And I was like, ma'am, that is blackmail. You're a grape juicer. I'm pretty sure you can't blackmail people. You are not allowed to blackmail people into having sex with you. That's not right. So then we go back up. Because like I said, I done skipped over the whole Karen going to Andy's child. I'm upset she about to give up that penthouse. All because crazy ass, I like to hug bitches to death Gary was looking at her and Robin having raw butt naked sex on the couch, and Robin was giving her back shots, all that good stuff. I'm so upset. That's a nice penthouse. I want my penthouse to look like that, but with less windows. Only because I have a fear of heights. So where were we? Okay, so Karen go over to Andy's house crying like she's straight up out of Dynasty, about to take a Alexis Spaulding tumble down the stairs. But Andy ain't got no stairs. All she got is an elevator. So she come in, she just crying and crying and crying. It was like, girl, I would feel bad for you, but that man already told you he didn't want you like 11,000 times, and he gave you back all the money he you gave to him and he stole from you. Plus, I feel like it was about maybe $50,000 more off of what he originally took from her. He also tacked on $50,000 more and just handed it back over to her. I think he gave her a check for like $73,000. I think altogether she loaned him slash he took from her $23,000 and he gave her $50,000 more. I think that was the number. I was like, Karen, he don't want you, girl. So she come over to Andy. She crying. I'm such a fool. He never loved me, and I did everything for him, and I'm so upset. And how could he do this to me? We break up and make up all the time. Like I said, nobody wants to go on this raggedy ass merry-go-round with you, Karen. You or your white boots. White boots went out of style with Mr. Brown and his ashy ass knees. Get out of our face. I also don't like her weave or her accent. It makes me upset. It upsets me and my homegirls. Then she calls Fatima a random batch that he built a house for. And Andy is like, you can't be talking about her like that. And she was like, I'm your friend. I'm your friend. She's not your friend. You shouldn't be talking to her. I'm your friend. Fatima is just an assistant. Say it. She's just an assistant. I was like, oh, so we on this high school BS where you feel like Andy should be your friend and your friend only, and that she can't have other friends. But I should also say this. This also rings true when it comes to Sabrina and Danny. More Danny than Sabrina. Karen don't like Danny. She doesn't. When Danny tries to give her real advice, she don't want to hear it. She gets upset when Andy or Sabrina take advice from Danny. She does not like Danny. Danny is, you know how y'all have different friend groups? And you know that them friend groups probably wouldn't mesh, so you don't bring them around each other unless it's like a big event celebrating you, and even then most of the time you try not to have them around each other. That's what this Sistas friend group looks like. And I'm talking about the core four that originally started the show. That's what it looks like. It looks like Andy and Danny were friends, and then Karen, Sabrina, and Andy were friends, and Andy decided to bring Danny around all of them, and the only ones who actually like Danny are Sabrina and Andy, and Karen can't stand her, which is why I say you should never mess your friend groups, because you don't know who gonna get along, who not gonna get along, and then it's gonna be one big ass problem, and they're gonna blame you for it. And that's what Karen does. She blames Andy for everything. She's like, you brought Fatima in our lives. She's your assistant. She did this and she did that. And you're going on the premise that Fatima actually did something to you. You're going off like Fatima ruined your life, and she didn't. You moved on in the first season. Y'all backslid, I want to say, at the end of the third season. But you moved on from that man in the first season. You had Aaron, the preacher who had a wife, and the wife, unalived herself. He got 2 kids, but we don't ever see them. You moved on with him and said you moved on. You then would go on to have Zach arrested for credit card fraud, talking about he, defrauded you in the credit card companies, and that didn't happen. And it's just like, Karen, you don't want that man. You only want him because he moved on. You only want him because the things he is doing for Fatima and himself, he wouldn't do for you. But that also goes back to the fact that y'all was cheating on each other. Y'all was bringing STDs back to each other, him more than you. You put him in jail. You were verbally abusive to him. It's a lot of stuff. It's just like, please stop. Like I said, she want Andy to drop Fatima because she upset, and it's not gonna happen. She tells Andy about the girl who, Andy already knows about Heather slash Destiny. She don't know that that's her name, but she already knows about her because Andy was there when they was trying to put Zach back on probation. And she just cries and cries and cries. And I don't care. Your tears do nothing for me. Pack it up. Move on. Get a life, get a clue, and move on. Annie tells Karen about what Gary did because she noticed that it's all the boxes around and all the stuff that's missing. About the fact that he bought the penthouse for Andy with all that big ass windows because his office is right across the street, and he was looking at her through the telescope as she was having raw butt naked sex with Robin on the couch, and he was giving her back shots. And the fact that Gary bought the penthouse so they could live in there together and be one big happy miserable ass family, to the point where she would eventually become his ex-wife Jasmine the Crazy Batch. And she's like, oh, Karen, you was right. And that's all Karen wanted to hear to make her stop crying. Oh, I was right. And she stops crying. So she is moving back into her apartment that she had before the penthouse was put in her name. And, he sold all her furniture and had her moved up there. But, she ain't got no furniture in the little apartment. So she going to stay with Karen for the night. And she was like, you still mad at me? She was like, yes, but you could stay with me. And I was like, I don't like y'all. Y'all whole relationship irks my spirit. So the next day, Karen and Andy are talking about the penthouse and how she doesn't know what to do with it because it's in her name, but she doesn't know if she should keep it or sell it. And she can't believe he bought her a fishbowl to watch her. I was like, obviously, you shouldn't have taken the penthouse. You should have sold it right then and there when you had the chance. You can't trust Gary not to be watching you do all types of stuff up in that apartment and then not call you or try to go crazy on you. The man is crazy. I wouldn't take a gift from him. If it's put in my name, I'm gonna sell it immediately and collect the money and go run off into the run off with Robin will find self, because like I've said multiple times, Robin gives me a taller, slender Rio from Good Girls. The voice, the energy. He gives BDE, and so did Rio from Good Girls. He gave BDE. Like, I like Robin. We go up from here. We go up for Robin over here on this channel. And then Karen starts complaining about Zach and Fatima again. And Andy, before she go off to work, is trying to tell her, Zach gave back all the money. And he was trying to be fully transparent with you, and you didn't want to hear it. But once again, she don't want to hear it. That's her problem. She don't like to listen. And then we get back to the last time we see Andy, and that's when she pop up in the office where Hayden is trying to gloat at Fatima, telling her all about the stuff he doing and how Fatima had to read him down real quick. Andy pop up with the titties on display. They just on display. They're not on her shoulder, but they on display. They just prominent. And she asked Fatima, what you gonna do? Don't put your hands on him. And Fatima said, I'm gonna let it play out, because she knows sooner or later Hayden is gonna get himself in trouble. Sooner rather than later, like real soon, he gonna get his own self in trouble, and his little friend in trouble as well. And then Andy asked about last night, and Fatima don't want to talk about it because it's just like, who wants to talk about that BS? We got one more episode with this, and I'm hoping that since we only got one more episode of Sisters, I'm going to probably talk to Sodeb so we could probably do that last one together, because I legit thought we only had one more episode. No, turns out we had 2 episodes, this being one of the 2. Now, with that being said, that was it. That was all. I ain't got no more for this show. I'm annoyed with Karen again. I want Hayden to disappear, and I want, the senator's wife to stop trying to blackmail people into sex with her, because that, ma'am, is grape juice behavior. And with that being said, if you're new here and you like the content, if you're not new here and you don't like the content, like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people. Y'all come back tomorrow. I got more content coming out tomorrow. I won't be here all day Saturday because I'm going to Big Teak Repass, and all my information can be found in the description box below and scrolling across the bottom of the screen. And I thank everybody who came in here and watched and talked with me, and everyone who will catch this on a playback. I'll see y'all later. Bye.